Audrey Puente is here now with our full forecast, and hopefully it includes when we might expect this to be out of here.
We will get there eventually, Arthur, but before that happens, we have a lot of rain to get through overnight tonight and into the morning commute tomorrow. Today was a mild day. Temperatures were above average. We're 55 for our official high temperature in Central Park. That's actually closer to the record high, which is 62. That was set back into the year 2000. Heavy rain is expected overnight, and it will be a wet start to the week, just like last week. Flooding will be a threat right through the afternoon tomorrow, especially during the morning hours at the times of high tide, and it will become drier and colder as we go into the middle part of the week here. But right now it's pretty mild at this late hour. We're mostly in the 50s across the tri-state area. We have 47 degrees up in Poughkeepsie. All of these temperatures milder than they were at this time yesterday, and our winds, they're coming out of the southeast, which is an important wind direction for us. That's coming around an area of low pressure, and that persistent southeast wind is going to result in flooding issues along our coastal shore points here. These winds will be gusting up to 60 miles per hour overnight into tomorrow morning, and that's why we're expecting a lot of coastal flooding along our shore points here. And we also have a lot of rain to contend with. We have moderate rainfall now coming across portions of New Jersey, heading into the Hudson Valley, and pockets of heavy rainfall are still yet to come here. We're expecting the bulk of the moisture to actually move in overnight tonight, and it will be here for the morning commute tomorrow. So very sloppy conditions. You want to plan ahead for tomorrow morning. A look at the wider scope here shows we have that area of low pressure still working its way up the eastern seaboard, so we still have a ways to get through here. And we also have a cold front coming in from the west. This will produce some colder air across the region by late Tuesday night going into Wednesday. The rest of the country relatively quiet comparatively speaking. Now let's talk about the winds for a moment here. They're going to be very strong as we go into the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. I'm going to say between 3 and 11 a.m. is when we're expecting the strongest winds to be along the coast. We could have gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and that's why the National Weather Service has a high wind watch for Long Island and coastal Connecticut. And then we do have a wind advisory for places further inland. That includes the Jersey Shore, New York City, and parts of interior Connecticut, where we could have gusts as high as 50 miles per hour. So we're expecting a windswept rain across the region, and factor in the ground that will be very soaked. We could have toppled trees and down power lines too, which could exacerbate issues for tomorrow. So here's a look at the heavy rainfall coming in after midnight tonight. It will last for several hours across the region here. So here we are at 5 a.m. and we can still have rounds of heavy rainfall coming through. And by 7 a.m. we'll still see heavy rain in and around the city. It'll turn lighter across the Jersey Shore, and then things will gradually improve as we go into the afternoon. And even though the rainfall, at least the bulk of it, will have moved into New England, we still have flooding as an issue along our coastal shore points. So we won't be out of the woods until we get into Monday night. And then after that, colder air rushes in behind the system, and we could get a few snow showers north and west of the city as we go into early on Tuesday morning. It will turn colder too by the middle part of the week. Temperatures will be in the 40s for highs once again, but we are expecting a dry stretch of weather for the second half of the week. Here's a look at the rainfall totals that we're expecting. Now, wind again will be an issue along the shore points here. Not so much rain. We'll see about 1.5 to 2 inches here, but it's inland where we're expecting upwards of 4 inches and locally 5 to 6 before it's all said and done. We have lots of coastal flood warnings and advisories in effect here for the coastal sections for tomorrow, and tonight will drop down to only 53, with tomorrow going up to 58, so it will be mild, but it will be wet. And then we have flurries likely for Tuesday morning, north and west, and then it turns colder for the rest of the week. We usher in winter on Thursday. Stay tuned. More of the 10 o'clock news. We'll be right back after this break.